On August 5th, 2023, I came here on the channel and posted a very simple video with a very simple message. The title of the video was just simply, "Do not buy PayPal stock until you watch this video." And it really wouldn't have taken that much of your time. The video is just 6 minutes long. And at the time, PayPal stock was at about $62.75. This was just a couple of months ago. I told you not to buy PayPal stock. Now, after the company reported their Q3 earnings, PayPal stock is now trading at about $52 per share. Those of you out there that are math whizzes, that's about a 15 to 17% decline in just a couple of months after someone told you not to buy the stock after watching this video. Now, unfortunately, about 300 of you spent more time than I did making this video, leaving me all kinds of comments. I mean, these were just ridiculous. I replied to a lot of them because a lot of you guys are in outer space as it relates to picking stocks, and you made every fundamental argument in the book why you should buy a stock that has been in a perpetual downtrend for over 2 years. You are catching falling knives. You are doing the cardinal sin of investing. A lot of you are actually going to sell this one at the bottom instead of buying it at the bottom. I will talk about on today's show, have I changed my mind about PayPal? Is it time to buy a stock that over the last year is down 38%, year to date down 30%? This stock has just perpetually underperformed any investment out there, especially the just plain vanilla S&P 500 funds. Over the last 5 years, PayPal stock is down 39%. This stock is a turd. The product is an absolute turd. You don't run out and use PayPal, okay? You run out and go buy an iPhone. You go run out and use ChatGPT. You go run out and buy a new MacBook. You go run out and buy a Jordan sweater or the new Jordan shoes. You almost begrudgingly use companies like PayPal. And there's more competition coming, including a former founder of the company. He is going to be releasing products that is directly going to compete with PayPal. Revenue came in at $7.4 billion over the last 3 quarters. That was 8% growth. Again, 8% growth. Guys, in an inflationary environment, that's not that great. Q3 guidance is actually going to slow 6, 7, 8%, depending on if you're factoring in constant currency or not. Look, from a financial perspective, this is mediocre. This is why this stock has basically gone flatline and pretty much down in perpetuity. Is your revenues, yeah, you're growing them a little bit, but you're growing your operating expenses at the same time, and your operating income is basically flat year over year. On a 9-month basis, it's a little bit better than that. But again, we still have a company that's worth $56 billion. $56 billion. And they just put up $1.1 billion of quarterly operating income. Simply not good enough. You come down here to cash flows. It doesn't get that much better. Okay, you pull down $1 billion worth of net income, add back in stock-based compensation, the other stuff, and you're only churning out $1.3 billion as it terms to operating cash flows over the last 9 months. Look at your cash flows. It went from 4.2 billion down to 2.2 billion. That's for 9 months, guys. And if it wasn't for a 1.3 number here, I mean, this number is a disaster. It's really not that great. And then finally, when you come over here to the stock chart, what did I tell you on this video? Guys, if you're out there buying a house, what do you look at? You look at a price chart. If you're out there trying to buy a pair of Nikes, what do? You look at the price. So many of you have convinced yourself when you buy a stock, for some reason you don't look at the price, which makes absolutely no sense to me. And if you stop one habit today, other than maybe like smoking or drinking, if that's something you do, well, start looking at the price chart. You don't have to draw a bunch of fancy lines and Fibonacci charts and wave theory and all that stuff. All you have to do is see for the past 2 years, this stock has consistently headed down. And more recently, we are in a very, very we were in a well-defined steep downtrend. The downtrend is starting to flatten out, but you are still making lower lows. What does that mean? I say it all the time here on the channel. The stock is making lower lows. It means that incremental buyers of PayPal stock, which is why you're buying PayPal stock. You're not buying PayPal stock because you like the product, because the product really isn't that good. Okay, let's just be honest with you. PayPal product is just okay. It's not revolutionary anymore. It once was, okay? I was one of the first users of PayPal. So it's not like I have some unwarm, fuzzy feeling about PayPal, okay? I've used this product for longer than most of you have probably been alive. But you're buying this stock to have it go up. But when you see lower lows, what is that telling you? That the incremental buyer is not coming in there at a higher price. That would be an uptrend. When you start an uptrend, it means more buyers are materializing at higher prices. That is driving the shares up. In a downtrend, you have the opposite. And you confirm that with no new higher highs, which means, again, buyers aren't stepping in and pushing this at a higher price than what was previous. Now, does this go on into perpetuity? Probably not, but could PayPal go the way of Blockbuster Video, Kodak, something like that? Absolutely. They have no pricing power, guys. They can't raise their prices. That's why when you look at the cash flow statement, that's why when you look at the operating statement, the only leverage they have is cutting cost. And then when you have companies like Apple, eventually you'll have Elon Musk come out with a product. You've got decentralized products over at crypto and things like that. Much different cost structure. This company has no leverage to double and triple this operating income. They had a moment in time when everybody was at home and they had to find an online payment method to buy groceries and stuff like that. And a lot of people turned to PayPal because it has a great brand name and a lot of customers that have already signed up and used it. But going forward, what is the thing that moves the needle on this company? And they just guided to mediocre revenue growth, especially in an inflationary environment. Again, a payment processor is processing payments of items that have gone up in price. And when your revenue is not growing that much, imagine when inflation starts to cool off and flatten out. Shoot, let alone if we start getting in a disinflationary environment, the company's revenues over at this company is going to go negative. And so you have to wait. And I said this again a couple of months ago. You have to have the discipline. Even if you think PayPal's product is great, which you need to check your pulse if you think PayPal's product is great. It's a trash product. You've got to wait until incremental buyers come in at a higher high. You have to have the discipline to do that, because if you have not had the discipline to do that over the past 2 years, you probably bought this stock at 300 and then you bought it at 200 and then you bought it at 120 and then you bought it at 90. And now you're probably going to make the argument in my video that you're buying it here again at 50. And then yes, when this stock goes back up, you'll get back to even. Meanwhile, you look at stocks like maybe like AMD over year to date. This stock is up 53%. Shoot, let's just go to the largest stock in the world. Year to date, Apple fucking computer up 39%. Shoot, forget Nvidia. This stock is up 184%. I mean, we can even go to stocks that we've dog crapped here on the channel. Intel is up 36.5% year to date. And then when you come to lowly old PayPal, this stock is down 30% year to date. This stock has always been a loser. It had a brief moment in time where people got stimulus checks. People had to shift their buying habits. There's no reason to use PayPal stock. There's no reason to run out and open a PayPal account. There's no reason to turn to it for all your financial needs. There's SoFi, there's Square, there's all these other platforms out there competing for the dollar. There's no upward pricing power that they have on their prices, unlike an Apple, unlike Nvidia, unlike freaking Intel at this point. This stock is an absolute dog and an absolute loser. I told you several months ago, and I'm sorry if you didn't get the message. Hopefully today you did. We'll see you again later this week. Good luck with your investments.